Dame Wiggins of Lee and Her 7 Wonderful Cats, adapted by Scott Ennis. Have you heard of Dame Wiggins of Lee? She worked hard, such a good soul to be, but she didn't like rats, so she kept 7 cats, and they caught every rodent they'd see. When the rats were all gone from her house, and her cats could find nary a mouse, old Dame Wiggins of Lee sent them off 1, 2, 3, off to school, sure the cats wouldn't grouse. From their teacher they learned what to do, how to read and to write, milk and mew. Most important to be clean and proper at tea, old Dame Wiggins soon learned what they knew. At their playtime they learned how to fish. It was more than Dame Wiggins could wish. They caught 3 from the brook in less time than it took for Dame Wiggins to serve in a dish. Still, at times the poor dame felt alone, so she called for her cats to come home. 7 cats they rode back to Dame Wiggins' small shack, where the dame hoped they'd never more roam. Dame Wiggins was happy as ever. Her 7 good cats were quite clever. While off at the market they mended her carpet, Dame Wiggins surprised cried, "I never!" When Dame Wiggins went out to get rice, 7 cats thought they'd skate on the ice. Said Dame Wiggins, "I'll bet they'll come home cold and wet," and they did, so she warmed them up nice. In the spring they had breakfast of curds, but they worried they might scare the birds. For the birds sang so near, and the cats loved to hear little songs that were sung without words. One fine day they all climbed up a tree, so Dame Wiggins could hear them and see, where they sang like the birds, clever songs without words, songs to soothe old Dame Wiggins of Lee. Once the cats found a lamb that was ill, so they brought it back home up the hill. In a barrow of oak, such compassion awoke, and inspired Dame Wiggins' goodwill. Its mother, poor dear, mustn't worry, so Dame Wiggins ran out in a hurry. Her cats stayed and cared, like good nurses prepared, all around the lamb's bed they did scurry. When Dame Wiggins arose with the dawn, she saw her good cats were all gone. She cried out, "Kitty kits, I shall have lonesome fits," and she ran at her shack to her lawn. Old Dame Wiggins, she sat down and cried, "Did I love 7 cats? Well, I tried. 7 cats riding sheep all cried out, 'Dame, don't weep.' 'Ah, my dears,' said the dame, 'come inside.' Dame Wiggins, unable to smother her joy as the lamb found its mother, danced a jig in delight at the beautiful sight. The animals loved one another. The farmer whose sheep were astray went to find them with his sheepdog Tray, and they followed each track to Dame Wiggins' old shack, where he learned how they came there that day. To reward 7 cats for their deed, on his cart, drawn by horse, they'd proceed to a feast very nice, berry cream and field mice. These good cats he felt honored to feed. For some crumpets he sent out his maid, but at home the old farmer he stayed. 7 cats were quite loud, like a big noisy crowd, such sounds from the trumpets they played. Still the farmer had geese and was proud. Each could float through the air like a cloud, till the cats tried to ride those poor geese, almost died in the sea where their lives weren't avowed. For their deeds and their pranks they got ham, to reward you for saving my lamb. My regards, 1, 2, 3, to Dame Wiggins of Lee. She should know just how grateful I am. 7 cats knew they wanted to be with their dame having crumpets and tea, so they said, "Let's go back and enjoy that old shack." So they did with Dame Wiggins of Lee.